It is Leo season. Happy birthday, my Leos. Shout out to my Leos. Happy solar return. I am expecting and assuming and putting out there that your birthdays are going to be lit, relaxed, fun, enjoyable. Whatever it is that you desire, you get it. I'm a Leo rising, so this is going to be a lit season. I remember saying in a prior reading too, I forgot which zodiac sign it was for, to be honest, but I remember saying Leo season is going to be a really good season for one of you zodiac signs. And now that I think about it, we have Mercury in Leo as I'm recording this, and we also have Venus in Leo. So Leo is really shining right now. I wanted to do a collective reading to see what messages come through. So let's get into it. Let's see what messages as a collective we need to hear at this time. Leo, Leo, Leo. Also, for those that are new, I am Mocchaa. And if you're part of the Soul Tribe, I love you guys. If you guys are new, feel free to chill with me for a little bit. Check out the description box. Follow me on my socials. Get into it. Get into it. It's a vibe. I'm also accepting personal readings. The links in the description box as well. Check out the community tab. I tend to post on there too. So, yeah. What is it that we need to hear collective for Leo season? Spirit, speak to me clearly. I am picking up money, okay? But I feel like this has to do with financial literacy, like learning about money. Maybe some of you guys are clearing money blockages. Maybe some of you guys are making investments, sowing seeds in any shape or capacity. Money, but it feels like smart money, like I'm learning or I'm being intentional about money. That's coming through. Okay, something about babysitting too, or I'm also picking up someone that walks dogs. I'm just getting some random messages. Maybe that's someone's side hustle is that they walk dogs for money. All right, we have the Eight of Wands. Okay, so this feels like communication coming in from a higher source. Eight of Wands. The overall energy for Leo season is communication from, this feels like communication from Mother, Father, God, communication from the universe, communication about what you're praying about, what you're requesting, what you've written a petition about, it just feels like quick results, quick response, notifications, like information coming in the mail. But more than anything, it feels like it's all spiritual though. Like, wow, I pray for this and it's being laid out right before me. This also feels like guided direction because you ask for something, so you're getting a response from what you're asking, and that response could come from like, okay, well, we need you to do this next. Okay, I am picking up mail, email. As I said that, we have another Wands card, the Ace of Wands. Yeah, whatever this information is coming in, whether it's physical, like paper mail, email, text message, social media notifications, or if it's something spiritual, like something coming in through your intuition, like somebody could be getting a creative idea. Like you could have asked for something and in response, like God directs you to do something. And in that exchange of communication comes this new idea that's coming into with this Ace of Wands. Aces are, especially the Ace of Wands, is like very spiritual. Wands are spiritual, they're energetic, and they're passionate energies. So I always say passion wins. Passion always wins. So we have a lot of arrow energy here. Like when we look at the Eight of Wands in the original tarot, it is 8 wands aiming towards the sky. And then we have another arrow. Someone has aimed the arrow, shot it, and then it's coming right back real quick, real fast. Eight of Wands could be quick travel too. Short travel, holiday travel. I'm hearing traveling for a purpose. Okay. I want to see as a collective, how are we covered? How are we protected during Leo season? Wow. Okay. So we have the Wheel of Fortune. There's something about this communication that's coming in that's allowing the wheel to turn. This does feel like a small pivot. So sometimes when the wheel turns, it's like blessings, blessings, blessings. Kind of like I'm seeing like a casino confetti, and like you know how like when you win something in a casino, it makes loud ass noise and everyone knows you're the winner. But they're saying this Wheel of Fortune turning isn't necessarily one of those moments. And don't get discouraged when I say this. This is a small pivot. Like, okay, you won something, but it's not like a huge big deal because there's still communication coming in from you and God, you and the universe, you and a higher source. And so I remember saying in that exchange, you're going to be guided to do certain things. So when you do those things, then the wheel pivots towards your favor, but it's like a short pivot. Okay, so let's say you pray to God something, God sends you a response in the form of an intuitive message or creative idea, something in the mail, an email, a phone call, whatever the notification is. What happens after you get this notification? Do you actually open the mail? Do you read it? Do you make a phone call based on what the mail says? Once you do that guided action, that's when things start working even more in your favor. So this might have already happened, Cancer season, and this could be a reminder to go ahead and open that letter, go ahead and read that email, go ahead and make that phone call, make that purchase, go cross that thing off your to-do list. Go ahead and research, like whatever it is that you're being guided to do, go ahead and do it, because how you're going to be protected Leo season, being represented with the Wheel of Fortune, is talking about how things are progressing and working out in your favor for a higher vision. You know, the Wheel of Fortune is fate, is destiny, it's Jupiter energy. So these things that God is asking you to do, it's huge. Jupiter is the biggest planet in the solar system. It's huge. It's all about expansion. So you do this thing that God is asking you, directing you to do. You do this thing that your spirit guides are telling you to do. It's going to open a portal of opportunities with the Wheel of Fortune. Okay. I want to look into what is going to be challenging us, any obstacles, any adversity that we need to prepare for, be aware of, know. Let's see. I love how the Ace of Wands and the Wheel of Fortunes come out. I love that the Wheel of Fortune was the very first major arcana that come out in this reading. What's the challenge for us as a collective spirit? We have the King of Pentacles. There's something about this King of Pentacles that screams like comfort. You see how he has his, oh, that's right. He has his blanket surrounding him and he's hugging this vase. It looks like this container of coins. So there's somebody here that may find comfort in how they make money, or may find comfort in material things. I wouldn't want to say like complacent or stagnant, but it does feel like for example, this could be energy of somebody like working at a certain job that makes them money and they're not thinking outside the box. I mean, something about a pastor or a preacher or maybe like a motivational speaker is coming up as well with this King of Pentacles. Because like this energy gives me, when I think about the Pentacles, especially the energy that this King of Pentacles is giving me, it's like I've worked my ass off. I've done the work. I've obtained material gain. I've obtained money. The King of Pentacles in the tarot is someone that lives in luxury because he's worked and he knows how to make money. He knows how to work with the power of money. Like he doesn't work to make money. Money works for him, if that makes sense. But there's something here about being comfortable. I mean, the Eight of Wands and the Ace of Wands is new territory. And then there's asking you to do something. And then the Wheel of Fortune will turn, like pivot, like slight turn. But the obstacle, the challenge, the adversity is the King of Pentacles. Let me clarify the King of Pentacles. if this isn't you embodying this energy of like, I make a certain amount of money, I find comfort in making this kind of money, I find comfort in where I am. And so anything that requires me to do something new with the Ace of Wands, or to embark new territories like the Eight of Wands, or, maybe there's a prayer, like I was mentioning earlier, that God is responding back to me about and telling me what to do next, is out of my comfort zone of how I make and where I make and when I make my money. This could be preventing the wheel to turn, and maybe that's why it's a small pivot versus like a wheel turning like rapidly, and then like a whole bunch of blessings coming out. Sometimes you don't want so many blessings to come out, because then it's like, wait, I don't know how to handle all of this, and I might just fumble this and then have to work really hard again to get this all back. And the bringing of the full moon in Capricorn that just passed, and this full moon in Capricorn that just passed is kind of like giving me, blue moon energy, because the blue moon energy happens once in a blue moon. And once in a blue moon was that the full moon in Capricorn happened twice, back to back. Okay? So I feel like if this isn't energy that you're embodying, this is somebody in your energy that is representing the King of Pentacles. That is your challenge. That is an obstacle for you. That brings adversity to you. It could be someone that values money over other things. Let me clarify the King of Pentacles. Like I said, this could be you. This could be an energy, or this could be someone else. Clarify the King of Pentacles for me. Very comfortable, though. It's very comfortable where he's at. This looks like someone that doesn't really like to do too much. Doesn't like to switch things up. Let's see. Look at this. Four of Pentacles. Wow. And what's so interesting is like I'm picking up greed as well. Like this person could be stingy. And if this person isn't, if you don't perceive yourself or someone else in your energy as stingy and greedy, look at it this way. Like this person is very desired focused. Like everything is based on what he desires. And you know what? This reminds me of a book that I was reading, or actually I'm still reading it. I haven't finished it yet, but it's like it's a money book, and it's called Rich Dad Poor Dad. And this energy reminds me of that book, like how we constantly are chasing our desires, willing to work for our desires, not learning how to alchemize with the power of money and making money work for us. Because you see how he has his money his arms are wrapped around the money with the blanket. So he's not really going anywhere. He's not planning to change his routine, his regimen, his environment, his work schedule, the kind of work that he does. He's comfortable making the money that he makes, or there's something that's preventing this person to just do something different, especially with this Ace of Wands energy here, which is new energy, new territory, new inspiration, new excitement, like new creativity, new ideas. For the Four of Pentacles to come right back and clarify this energy, it's definitely confirming what I'm feeling here. The Four of Pentacles in the tarot talks about making smart business decisions, spending money wisely, saving. It can also talk about penny pinching, like you just really always looking at your money, always paying attention to how much comes in, how much comes out, not willing to do anything different. From a shadow aspect, like from an uninvolved aspect, the Four of Pentacles can be someone that's stingy. It can be someone that doesn't share their resources, doesn't look at, God, if you give, God will bless you 2 times or 3 times more. Like it's all about saving for a rainy day, or just keeping things the way that they are so that nothing changes. Okay, so again, this could be either you, someone in your energy, or just like this mentality that is a challenge, that is an obstacle, that is restricting you in some way, especially when it comes to finances. This King of Pentacles could also be a provider that's tight on money, or is working on budgeting their money, but something about this is a problem or an issue. This provider could be male or female. I know when us women are in our provider mode, we are definitely embodying masculine energy. Let's look into the subconscious and the conscious as a collective during Leo season. Let's see. We have the Tower. Yeah, you guys want change. And we have the grandfather, the emperor. Ooh, wee. The collective wants change. The Tower card is telling me, like, even though there may be a sense of security when it comes to this person, whether this is you or someone in your energy regarding money, the Tower says we need to just destroy that mentality, this mindset, this way of living, this goal, this plan, whatever this is that this King of Pentacles got going on. Okay, we need to change it. But the Emperor comes in to say, if we're going to change it, if we're going to rebuild it, if we're going to destroy it with the intent of rebuilding, whatever it is that I'm talking about, whether it's a goal, spending habits, a way of living, livelihood, we need to do it with structure, though. The Emperor is a boss, okay? So he's considered the head of the household. And although he does understand the creative process, he understands that people may want more and desire more. He's always going to look at things from the standpoint of how is this going to impact this long term. So this is not someone that is reactive or impulsive. This is someone that's going to always think of the logistics of everything. I'm seeing like a ledger. So like money, this is someone that may look at their bank statements or like be budgeting, like I was picking up earlier. As a collective, we want to rebuild something that could have to do with finances, or rebuild something that you're wanting to expand on. And Spirit is telling us the one of the many ways that we will protect you is if you do this with structure, if you do this with discipline. This actually reminds me of, again, the full moon in Capricorn with this Emperor energy. Even though the Emperor represents Aries energy, what Capricorn represents makes sense with this Emperor energy. Capricorn is order, is structure, is discipline, it's consistency, and it takes time. So even though like someone's like, let's just knock all of the blocks off and rebuild, the Emperor says, well, if we do that, do we have a plan on what we're going to do every single day to rebuild it? Because this whole like, I'll do it when I feel like it. I'll do it when when all these fears are gone. That's not going to work. We need to have a plan and commit to it consistently, so there isn't any chaos and drama. I think like as a collective, we're tired of something. We're tired of living a certain way. We're tired of making a certain amount of money, especially with the Emperor and the Four of Pentacles. We're tired, and we're asking for more. But I feel like with the Emperor here, and the conscience is telling us, if we're going to be the boss of our lives, we're going to be the leaders of our life, we're going to build after destroying something that was on faulty foundation. We need structure. We need order. Okay, and I think that, again, that's what the full moon in Capricorn happening back to back, like that was the purpose of that, is to say we need to create order and structure in order for these things to fully execute, which just makes sense again with the Ace of Wands and the Wheel of Fortune. Once you take that step, the wheel does eventually turn, even if it's a pivot, even if it's just like, it does turn. Okay, this Tower and the Emperor is giving me, hold up, wait a minute, before we move forward with the Ace of Wands, before you aim another arrow out to God and ask for direction and guidance, do you have the discipline to follow through once you're given guided directions on what to do next? Do you have the will with the Emperor energy to take action when we ask you to, when the universe asks you to? Don't be asking for nothing if you're not willing to do it, okay? Because this Emperor is definitely not a knight. This is not a messenger. This is a leader. Okay? And I feel like also, too, that's why this King of Pentacles and the Four of Pentacles is here, is because I've worked so hard already. Because this King of Pentacles could have been trained by the Emperor, and he may realize, like, if I go out and do something again, it's going to require a lot of me, and I'm comfortable where I am. Let's look into the past. What during Leo season does Spirit want us to focus on regarding the past? They keep bringing up rebuild. The two major arcanas that come up so far is the Tower and the Wheel of Fortune. What Spirit and God is asking you to do is not something small. Like, it's really not. And this is why they want to take this guided. They want you to take this guided direction, these action steps, very seriously. Like, this isn't, like, for instance, if some of you guys, especially with the Eight of Wands and Ace of Wands, wants to pursue a goal, this might require you to travel. This might require you to pack your shit and move. Like, this is not a little baby step. This may require you to step out of your comfort zone. This might require you to invest. This might require you to save with the King of Pentacles and the Four of Pentacles. This may require you to do things that you don't normally do. That's going to require you to do the right thing, do things in order, do things with structure, have discipline, have self-control, lead, be the head of household in your home, like, be the leader, stick to what you said you were going to do, be a man and woman of your word. Like, what Spirit and God is asking, like, what you're asking of could require you to show up like a more mature version of you, hence the highest version of you. I'm hearing Spirit say, aim higher. Let's look into the past. Let's look into the past for Leo season. We have the Ace of Pentacles. This feels like an opportunity that you missed, or like maybe there was an opportunity presented to you and you didn't give your all. You know what's sticking out to me is we have the Four of Pentacles, the King of Pentacles, and the Ace of Pentacles. Remember, the Four of Pentacles and the King of Pentacles came out as your obstacle, your challenge, your adversity. Okay, so for the Ace of Pentacles to come out in the past, this could have been someone that said in the past, okay, I see this opportunity, it's being presented to me, but for whatever reason, I'm afraid because of the money that I have in my account. I can only do so much because of the money in my account, or it was a mindset situation. This was this Ace of Pentacles in the past could have been a missed opportunity because of fear, or because of greed, or because, like, you were comfortable. There's a level of risk here that was needed in the past, and because there was a lack of structure and order, you didn't take it. It's lacking structure and order in your life, lacking structure and discipline in yourself. Let me clarify this Ace of Pentacles. I'm hearing someone say, call them out, call them out. Oh, thank you for pointing that out. We have two aces, the Ace of Pentacles and the Ace of Wands. The overall energy was the Ace of Wands. Okay, there's something that you're asking Spirit, right? Remember I was telling you guys that earlier. And Spirit is going to be responding to you. So in the past with these two aces, you missed an opportunity, or you didn't put your all into it, or you didn't put your best foot forward in it, or you didn't believe because of limited beliefs or greed or fear. I love the fact that the Eight of Wands and the Ace of Wands and the Wheel of Fortune is here, because Spirit is giving you another chance with the Ace of Wands. Some of you guys have a lot more optimism in you, a lot of like your mindset is more positive, especially with the Eight of Wands, because the Eight of Wands can represent good news this time around versus in the past. Can you clarify the Ace of Pentacles for me? They're trying to prepare you. The Spirit guides are trying to prepare you because you're getting another opportunity, another chance to do something that you wanted to do, or a prayer being answered, a request, a petition being answered, a desire happening. They want you to do it this like now with more structure, more order, more discipline, self-control. To even with this Tower card, clarify the Ace of Pentacles for me. Listen, guys. Eight of Pentacles. Eight of Pentacles. Look how these pentacles are coming back to back. And what does it say on this Eight of Pentacles? Y'all read it. Let's read it together. Inner order. Inner order. Do you understand how loud this message is? The Emperor is coming through to say, collective, if you want something to happen, because we're clearly receiving the messages that you're sending out to the universe. to God. We're hearing your prayers. We're reading your petition. We see what's on your altar. We hear you. You need to have inner order. The Eight of Pentacles is Virgo energy. It's dedication. It's consistency. It's showing up on time. Eight of Pentacles is hard work and dedication. A lot of times when I look at the Eight of Pentacles, it reminds me so much of the Hermit, only a lighter version of the Hermit. And also the Hermit is Virgo energy as well. And the reason why I feel like those two cards, the Hermit and the Eight of Pentacles, are a lot alike is because, one, there's typically one person on those cards. Two, there is this energy between both cards of two people being so intentional about self-development. The Hermit goes into isolation to do some inner work. So by the time he comes out, because the Hermit technically is a teacher, by the time the Hermit comes out of Hermit mode, he's able to teach people what he's learned about himself and how he's evolved from whatever it is that he was doing. And a lot of times the Hermit, from my point of view, he's connecting with the higher source. He's connecting with God. He's connecting with his ancestors. He's connecting with his spirit team in isolation. The only difference is that the Eight of Pentacles, you may have an idea of where they're at. They're just not available. They're not available. Hermit's unaccessible. We don't know where the Hermit is. Even if you do know where the Hermit is, you cannot come into the Hermit's home, his office, or wherever, wherever he's at. Where the Eight of Pentacles, like, this person's typically at work or at an office, at a desk. They're doing something diligently, consistently, dedicated. So you know where they are. They're just not available. They can't really answer the phone, And so this Eight of Pentacles in this reading, to me, with this Emperor, is saying that you need discipline, you need order, you need structure, because we're hearing the messages loud and clear as to what is it that you're praying for, asking for, whatever it is that you're dedicated for. And what's asked of you is to work on your self-discipline, your self-control, structure. Okay, this could be a time management thing. Remember, in the past, the Ace of Pentacles was here because an opportunity was missed. Why? Because somebody was comfortable, or they had a limited mindset. They were fearful. They were greedy. They were focused on the desire, that the final outcome or something. Or, I want this, so I'm going for this. This is the only thing that I'm focusing on is this. Okay, whatever this material thing could have been, whatever the certain amount of money could have been, whatever the desire was. And from the distance of that desired outcome and where you are is that structure, is that order. And so the Emperor is coming in and say, that's what we need to focus on. Continue working, we hearing you, but this is what we're pointing out for you in order for us to feel like you're truly ready for what you're asking for. Okay, let me look into the future for the collective. The Emperor, the Tower, and the Wheel of Fortune are the three major arcanas. This Emperor is not going to let anything be destroyed and rebuilt without structure. That's just not up for discussion. Emperor is not a negotiating person. So before we move forward with rebuilding anything, whether it's a personal goal of yours, a dream of yours, a wish of yours, a prayer request, a petition, he is going to tell you to work on yourself. Or create, or like there needs to be order in whatever you're working on too. Like maybe you have a goal, or you're running a business, or you're going to school, or there's something that you're working on already diligently, been dedicated on it. And he's like, well, you need to organize your space. You need to clear some things up. You need to, because look at this energy here with the Tower, the Emperor, and the Eight of Pentacles. He's like, some of you guys, mental, physically, emotionally, spiritually, there's some sort of mess, and there's needs of structure there too. I don't want to be redundant here, but it just makes sense with me recording this like literally the next day after the full moon in Capricorn has passed. It's now the moon is now in the sign of Aquarius. It's starting the waning phase, but the full moon in Capricorn happened back to back. It's not. We shouldn't overlook that. We shouldn't overlook that at all. I also encourage you guys to watch the full moon in Capricorn reading that I did last week. What's in the future for the collective? Let's see. The Ten of Swords. What does it say there? Negative thinking. This is the Emperor pointing this out too. The Ten of Swords to me in this reading is talking about all of the limited beliefs and diving in and dissolving those negative beliefs. This could be the beginning or you going back to doing shadow work in matters of fear. Because this negative thinking, especially if it has to do with money, is rooted somewhere. And if you guys work with chakras, so those that work with chakras or are hip to the knowledge about chakras, if you're looking for anything that has to do with money, I would encourage you guys to start with the root chakra. Okay, and maybe look into like what your relationship with money is. It's interesting because I didn't think that Leo season would be about money, but I mean, that's coming up. This could be anything else too, substitute it for whatever this is. But also too, if you look at all these birds that are looking at us, you only see one eye from each bird that's eating some sort of flesh. These eyes are giving evil eye to me. I'm trying to focus it so you can see. Yeah, it's giving evil eye. We got 5 birds, 5 birds in the sky, 5 birds on the ground. This is giving evil eye energy to me. And it's not like, I think what this is telling me too, like this is evil eye energy that has been projected onto you. And so you have internalized it. So I don't know what's been told to you that may have in place that could have like made you feel, inadequate, incapable, not deserving, limited beliefs. But in the future, we're going to be addressing that as a collective. We're going to be addressing that in narrowing down where is it coming from, pulling the root out of that and replacing, because this is what I'm seeing. Like I'm seeing a plant full of weeds. We're going to have to pull that plant out, clear out the weeds and replant it. And that is shadow work to me. That is integration to me. Let me put one more card for the future. One more card for the future, for the collective. We have the 8 of Swords, interference. Guys, I can't make this up. The 10 of Swords and the 8 of Swords, interference. There's something that I feel, not to put it on the next person, but I do feel like their interference is coming from the evil eyes. Evil eyes that has been projected onto you in the past, in the present. And for the record, I am getting this energy like it's no longer being projected onto you right now. I'm not speaking for it. I know this is a collective reading, but I feel like Spirit's placed on my heart to say, like, let's not focus so much on, is it happening still? Is someone still sitting the evil eye? Is it still going on? That's not the focus. The Emperor is saying, no, you're not thinking with the emotions. You need to be present for your emotions and then start to think. Okay, sometimes we just react and move off our emotions solely. We need to stop and think, rationalize the emotions, and then start thinking. Why do I feel this way? This evil eye energy is like a seed. It was placed into your mind, and now it's interfering with the progression that needs to happen. This 8 of Swords could also be like a mental block. If you guys are into divining with candles, like this, a blockbuster with the intent of clearing any mental blocks will do a tremendous work for you. It will do tremendous work for you. This is why orders here. This is screaming mental block with the 8 of Swords and the 10 of Swords. And that's why I say, like, in the future, they're going to be addressing this. We're going to be addressing where these mental blocks are coming from, because some of you guys have experienced stagnation, especially with the King of Pentacles and the 4 of Pentacles as the challenge. Let's look at your energy, our energy as a collective for Leo season. We have the Knight of Pentacles. As I'm talking about stagnancy, complacency, the Knight of Pentacles isn't a negative card, but when we're talking about speed and progress, it is a slow-moving card. And I've mentioned this in several readings. If you study the tarot, the Knight of Pentacles is the slowest card in the entire deck, and it's because it moves in realistic time. It doesn't rush. It's practical. It does things in order. And it's also like Leo Virgo energy as well. So it does things the right way. It doesn't like to skip corners. And so that in the future, it doesn't have to go back and pick up where they skipped. Okay. Because what you skip on, you will eventually trip on. Okay. What you skip, you will trip on later. But the Knight of Pentacles believes in that. He lives by that. So therefore, he understands that certain lessons do take seasons, and he's okay with that. Okay. As a collective, we have been pacing ourselves, giving ourselves time to adjust, giving ourselves time to recover. And that's a good thing. But there's something about this Knight of Pentacles and this Four of Pentacles and this King of Pentacles. Because look, this is a knight going to a king. There's somebody here that I mentioned earlier. They're comfortable. They're comfortable with doing the same thing, working a certain way, living a certain way. With the Four of Pentacles, I secured my bag. I make my sermon. I'm comfortable. See that with the blanket I was mentioning earlier in the money. I've been doing this for a while now. But the thing that concerns me is that we have wand cards here. These are the only wand cards I'm going to think about it. These wands cards, when we're talking about different suits in the tarot, the wands move the quickest. So what's currently going on in Leo season is about forward movement, progression, hearing, communication between a higher source and yourself, guided direction and action steps being given to you for you to do. This energy right here is saying, move. And if we're coming through as the Knight of Pentacles, we need to put a pep in our step in order for things to happen, okay? With the Wheel of Fortune in our favor. This is why the wheel is turning in such it seems like a clock. It's moving kind of slow because we're moving slow. And, I say all that with the Knight of Pentacles to say, trust your pace. For me, I have some Taurus placements, so I understand comfortability, okay, with the King of Pentacles is earth energy. Like, trust me, I don't like to be rushed. I don't even like to rush myself. If I don't feel like it, I don't do it. And you're talking to somebody that has also Mars in Cancer. So when it comes to just doing something, I have that water energy where it's like, if I don't feel like it, with that Cancer energy, if it's not in my spirit to do it, I'm not going to do it. And I feel like this Knight of Pentacles is saying there's pros and cons to that. When God tells you to do something, baby, do it. Okay, if you're communicating with a higher source, it's your spirit and your ancestors, an archangel, whatever, and they tell you, come on, do this. Do it. Okay, do it. Okay, because I do see where spirit's saying, I hear you. But you know what? Like the Eight of Pentacles and the Knight of Pentacles here, the merge between you getting out of your comfort zone and you actually doing it is creating that order, and that's going to take time as well. So I see so many angles from this. Like, what if you are the Knight of Pentacles and you're taking your time for a legitimate reason? You're pacing yourself for a legitimate reason. You're trusting God, and you're hearing God tell you these are things that we need you to do. And in this reading, spirit places on your heart to watch this reading, and it says, hey, create inner order. You need order. You need structure. You need discipline. You need to work on your time management. You need to adjust your schedule. You need to be more open. That's going to take time. This could be a reading to pretty much, it could be a reading of confirmation. It could be a reading of clarity. It could be a reading of being able, like God is calling you out, or your spirit team calling you out and saying, this is why things are moving in the pace that it is, babe, because you need to do the order. And then then when you're out of this Knight of Pentacles energy, you get what I'm saying? Let me clarify the Knight of Pentacles for the energy representing us. Let's see. Wow. Didn't I mention that with the Eight of Pentacles earlier? I said the Hermit is like the Eight of Pentacles. Yeah. So you guys are definitely unavailable and inaccessible to certain people. Working on yourself. This is why I say, this Ace of Pentacles and this Eight of Pentacles, it could be requiring you to step out of your comfort zone, especially with the King and the Four of Pentacles here. Yep, I knew it. I knew that, what's being asked of you is inner order, and it's something that you need to do. It's like it's inner work, it's shadow work, it's healing work, And so the Knight of Pentacles representing us as a collective, clarified by the Hermit, is saying that, at some point we have to get out of hermit mode once we do create the inner order and do some more healing and shadow work and integration. And when we do step out of hermit mode, just know that there's going to be shit for us to do. We got to get this shit done. As a collective, it's not just inner order, it's also the mental block that I called out earlier. That's why I was saying, if you guys are into divining and you work with candles, I'd encourage a blockbuster with the intent of removing a mental block. Not so much of this evil eye that's been projected onto you, because it's already been projected. What can we do now is remove that shit from our mind, cleanse it, clear it, remove it, banish it, repel it. And then in that space of clearing that, start doing like something to reframe your thoughts and your belief systems. Listen to subliminals. I believe listen to subliminals is amazing when it comes to the subconscious, to help you keep those negative thoughts and beliefs out of your mind indefinitely. Like, we got to reframe the mind. So I would say definitely do any sort of intentional regarding the mental as well. It's very important. Let me look at our environment as a collective and how it's affecting us, and then we're going to pull some cards on advice and the potential outcome. Maybe I'll do potential outcome and then advice after the environment. What's in the environment for us as a collective spirit? Speak to me clearly. What is it that we need to hear at this time? Wow, more. Guys, we have the 9 of Swords. Okay. Now, do you guys understand? I was literally just talking about the mental. Guys. I can't make this shit up. We have the 8, the 9, and the 10 of Swords. And the 9 of Swords, it says they're hurt. Okay, so this evil eye projection energy or this limited beliefs, this was something that hurt us as a collective. These are feelings from, a situation, a conversation. This is like, and this is why I say it's so important that once we clear whatever this was, replace it with reframing our thoughts and our belief system. Listen to subliminals. Pray for God to reframe and renew our minds. Seriously, because this is what's creating, the lack of order and structure and discipline and self-control that we need, okay? It's so important during Leo season, because if you think about it, Leo is the sun, and Leo it rules the 5th house of self-expression. In order for us to be in a space to shine, like we are, the stars that we are, to express ourselves the way that we are, to indulge in our talents. 5th house talks about our hobbies, competition, dating, romance, sex, children, creation and creating, anything in the form of self-expression, essentially. We need to clear this up. We got to take care of this first, because a lot of us our purpose in life is to put ourselves out there and help people in some shape, way, or fashion. And we need to be better versions of ourselves in order to help other people, or we will just be hurt people, like it says here with the 9 of Swords. Hurt people, teaching people how to remain hurt, showing people how to remain hurt. Let's look at the potential outcome. The potential outcome of Leo season for us as a collective. Wheel of Fortune, the Emperor, the Tower. I feel like by the end of Leo season, there could be conversations that people may resist, and this may look like drama, this may look like conflict, but I don't see you nowhere near it. With the Hermit, I don't. It's like I'm trying to do things in order. I'm trying to get my life together. I can't entertain, indulge, and engage with any drama, because I've done a lot of internal work. And you're going to hear people saying this on podcasts. You're going to be hearing people say this in music, interviews, conversations, in personal life. You're going to hear about how people are saying, I have to do this work. For some reason, I just feel called that I need to do this work in order for me to live it fully in my purpose. Like, I want to show up a certain way where, I'm having fun, 5th house, like Leo energy, where I want to do something that I feel fulfills me. So therefore, I need to do this first. You're going to start hearing people talk about this even more about addressing things that they learned while in hermit mode, and then healing from that shit. And a lot of it has to do with mental health I don't know. I don't remember which month is mental health, but I think it passed already this past summer. Oh, we're in summer now, right? I think it passed like between spring and summer. Anyways, you're going to hear about mental health even more. Leo season. Because people want to be outside, people want to express themselves, but for somewhere, for whatever reason, it could be whatever this mental stuff is going on, they're not, but they feel like they're asking for more. They're asking, and God is saying, do this first. And I also want to point out that I'm looking at these cards. Where are the cups? There's no cups here. There is no cups. There's no cups. And I do feel like someone wants to play safe with this Knight and King of Pentacles. Interesting. All right, let's look at the potential outcomes. There's a masculine, I want to say ancestor, or this could be someone in the physical realm that wants to protect you, or maybe you learn from this protector a thing or two. Something about safety. Wow, we have Judgment, another major arcana, Spirit Guide. I was literally talking about ancestors. This is the reason why I said that, because these are the only two masculines. If you consider the Nine of Pentacles too, we got three. You have the Emperor, the Knight, and the King of Pentacles. I feel like this is a separate message. I feel like these are two, were one and the same. A masculine coming through that's trying to protect somebody or teach or like remind someone of their teachings that they gave that person. You guys, potential outcome is the Judgment card. Resurrection, redemption, second chance. Look up the Judgment card. It talks about a second chance at life, doing things over again, renewal. A lot of times I look at the Judgment card as like a spiritual cleanse or a baptism. Like we're choosing to live our lives differently. Okay, and there's a spirit guide directing you guys to do this. You guys are going to be going through a renewal. You would think, when I say renewal, you would think I'm talking about the Death card, but this is about, it's not so much about drastic change. It's more about doing the inner work in order for you to already step into what you already know you're meant to do what you're meant to do. Okay, so I don't think there's so much major change needed. I just think it's more about just doing shadow work, working on the internal. People might not notice so much change or your life drastically changing. That's what I was saying with the Wheel of Fortune. It's pivoting slowly but surely, like tick, tick, tick. It's more about the internal stuff. So sometimes when we go through internal stuff, people don't get to see it so much until we step out of hermit mode, and then people can see. So right now, I don't see so much of someone stepping out for people to even see the change, because like I said, someone's doing the internal work right now, especially with the Eight of Pentacles as well that we saw earlier. One more for the potential outcome for the collective. Wow, see more Swords cards, the Five of Swords. I think the biggest thing that we need to look into is with the Five of Swords and the Judgment card, what are we afraid of, and what mental blocks do we currently have? Just so many sword cards in this reading, guys. And this is not to make this a negative reading, but just to call something out here. Five of Swords, 8, 9, 10 of Swords. It's interesting because this looks like this is one of the birds that went away. Some of you guys may be, and when I say went away, like look at this bird right here. And there's 5 birds up here. 5 birds up here, 5 of Swords. This is one of the birds that left. Okay, and it looks like he's created his own territory here that he's watching over because he doesn't trust these people anymore. These could have been 5 birds that came here thinking that they were all going to share. And they realized, oh no, these evil eyes are very stingy. They're very greedy, just like I was picking up from the past energy. And so this person said, well, let's create our own territory out of paranoia. Five of Swords can talk about fear and paranoia because we don't want to share or they don't want to share with us. So the potential outcome could be with the Judgment card, which is also Pluto energy. Now think about it, Pluto is retrograding right now. Wow. Yeah, Pluto is retrograding, I believe, in the sign of Capricorn, which would have conjunct the full moon in Capricorn as well. So this full moon in Capricorn that just passed is a very transformative full moon. That's why I was saying in the tips for that full moon reading that I did, that this full moons and new moons have a 2-week effect on us. So like this could be even a spirit guide warning you about who to protect your energy from, or to not worry, or not to stress. Don't have anxiety because of all of these sword cards here as well with the 8, 9, and 10 of swords. It could be a spirit guide. Remember I was saying that right when I said I feel like there's a masculine here that's an ancestor on the physical or spiritual realm. Here comes the spirit guide that literally came after I said that, telling you to remember what I taught you. And it said something about safety. Potential outcome, there's some sort of renewal here, a second chance at life, a second chance or a second opportunity at something, another opportunity. And I said that earlier too with the 8 of Wands and the Ace of Wands. Spirit wants you to have that order in order for you to not miss the opportunity that you missed last time. So you can be more present, show up more for whatever this is. Let me pull one more for potential outcome. Also, the 5 of Swords is a Venus card, is Venus in Aquarius. So you could have been in a space where you were open to help others, but you're learning that you need to listen to your spirit guides, your ancestors that you connect with, especially while you're in hermit mode, so that they can protect you and guide you on how to go about helping other people, or if you need to at this exact time. I'm not saying no ever help nobody, but I'm also saying connect with God, connect with spirit. One more. Yo, the 10 of Pentacles. Your spirit guides are leading you. They're guiding you. I'm telling you, take the action steps. They will not steer you wrong, guys. The 10 of Pentacles, you see that? Wealth. You guys are covered. Okay. I'm going to pull one card for advice, and I'm going to wrap this up. The 5 of Cups. And this is a reminder to tell you that you're going to experience grief. You're going to experience loss. This is part of the process. The sooner you accept that you're going to be grieving something, the better. See how the 2 cups are still full at the top? Don't focus on what you've lost. Focus on what you're gaining. And everything will work out in your favor with the 10 of Pentacles, okay? All right, guys, so that is the reading for Leo season. Thank you guys so much for chilling with me for a little bit. Check out the description box if you want to book a personal reading. And until next time, we'll see each other. Bye.